Hey there, welcome back to the fifth installment of the series, What Can You Buy Under a Certain Price Point here in Ocean City? And today we are going to cover what you can get for 1.25 million or less. Quickly, before we dive in, if this is your first time to the channel and this is the first video you're checking out, definitely make sure you hit subscribe down below and turn on that notification bell if you want to be among the first to know about everything happening here in the real estate market, because I put out videos all the time, 3 times a week, about everything Ocean City and everything real estate. Now, also, if you're looking for other price points, make sure you check down below for the earlier installments of the series where we worked our way up to where we are now. So that out of the way, let's dive in because there is not a whole lot out there right now. So it's going to be important that we cover what you can normally expect as well as what is out there at the moment. Let's go. Now, funny enough, I literally just noticed I still have my jacket on. This market has me running around like a chicken without my head. So I'm going to hang on to it because I already started. So let's check out the 10 properties that are out there at the current moment and also talk about, again, what you can expect in this price point going forward. One very, very key thing to be aware of, if you're not already in the know, New Jersey has what we call lovingly the mansion tax. And what that means is if you, a buyer, purchase a property for $1 million or more, you will pay an additional 1% transfer tax on the full sale price of that property. So we're talking an additional $10,000+ than you would pay if you got a property for, let's say, $999,999. So if you've ever wondered why you've seen a lot of properties being sold for $999, $999, that is why. There are some creative ways to get there to try to make sure that you as a buyer don't have to pay that mansion tax. And if you have any questions about that, definitely just reach out directly or feel free to drop them in the comments. So the first one we have here is one of the best units in the Gardens Plaza complex at $1.1 million effectively. It's also one of the priciest ones that you'll ever find there. It's a great spot, great location, absolutely stunning panoramic views of the beach and the bay and a little bit of Atlantic City as well. So outside of that, we do move our way down the island a little bit to a first floor, 4-bed, 2-bathroom. And you're going to notice you're really looking at a minimum of 3 bedrooms up to 5 when you're in this price range. A mixture of condos and single family homes. Based on where we are with the single family market now, this is almost the entry point for singles. That's not to say that a handful don't come up less than $1 million, but in reality, you'll see, especially when we get to the next video of what does 1.5 million get you, you're going to start to see those singles being a bigger portion of the total inventory out there than condos, which is what we've seen to this point in the series. So this is a great location. I walked through this one a few days ago with a client. This needs some maintenance and nothing huge, nothing major, but it doesn't appear that it had a whole lot of exterior care on a consistent basis. We're talking power washing is needed, which is minor. Trim looks to be deteriorating a little bit, all fixable. And you know, the adage in real estate is location, location, location. You can fix those exterior items. So this becomes, at what price does it make sense to do so? And unfortunately, to this point, 1.2 million doesn't seem to be quite the right number for the market to have jumped on it because it is still out there to the best of my knowledge. Now we get into some pricier 3 bedrooms, and it's all based on condition, being new construction here at 15th and Asbury, and location, right off of 10th Street, right off the boardwalk. Killer rental potential and rental income can be had in this one, but that is a very, very rich number for a 3-bedroom. I don't care where you are on the island unless you are on the water. Now we have another one down further south, 31st and Asbury, 2nd floor, another 1.1 million. This one's been out there for a bit. Not surprised that it is still sitting because, again, that's a huge number for a 3-bedroom duplex almost anywhere on the island. This one's interesting. You're actually going to see it twice. This is a multifamily where you have an apartment down here on the 1st floor and a single family style townhouse up on the 2nd floor. So that is asking 1.25, and that's in a hell of a location at 11th and Ocean. One thing to be aware of is that this is effectively across the street from where the new resort is going to be built across from the Flanders. I believe it's called Soleil Resorts. So whatever views or situation you have going on there now would definitely change down the road once that construction gets underway. But for the size that you can get in the location of this batch, that's the one that I would recommend the most out of this batch. Now, we do have land for sale, which is extremely rare on the island. This is just off of 35th Street on the bay side of West Avenue near the baseball fields, if you're familiar with where that is. Now, again, that is a huge number to be asking for a piece of land to build a duplex or a single in that location. But that being said, land is like gold on this island. So at some point, this is going to look like a steal, but it just doesn't right now. Now, the last few that we have, 1406 Ocean is interesting, again, because of that location. This is the second floor here of this triplex. It's a 4-bed, 2-bath, has a solid rental history, and that location is great. Considering that other 4-bed, 2-bath units up and down the island are really starting to push as high as 1.4 million, where 1 million would be swooped up right away. 1.1, you start to, get some questions depending on condition and location. That number doesn't scare me. That location will always rent extremely well because of where it is on the island, and it's literally across the street from the boardwalk. So that one, to me, outside of 11th and Ocean, this is the other one that I would consider taking a look at if you're in the market for a 4-bedroom unit. Last but not least, we actually have a single family home that is new construction being listed at 1.2 million. 4 beds, 3.5 baths. Now, Bay Avenue is one of the busiest streets in town, but I've noticed that over the last 2 years, especially, people are not as scared off by a property being on Bay or West Avenue, which are our 2 main arteries running north and south. And that said, again, getting a new construction single family home for 1.2 million certainly does seem like a solid option. So that's it for this week. We kept it short and sweet because we only really had 9 options to talk through. And if you found this helpful, definitely make sure you give this video a thumbs up. That will tell YouTube that what I'm saying is actually helpful, and they'll make sure that it gets in front of more people to ensure that they can make an informed decision when buying here in Ocean City. So thanks again, as always, for spending some time with me today. And next week, we will be covering 2 more price points. So make sure you stick around for that. I'll see you on the next one.